dudes. We got a new year and it's going good, and I think it's going to be a good year. So happy New Year's, and all that stuff. My year's going pretty nice. It's going to be your January 2024 recommendations for the yes section. Mummies. This movie was not what I expected it to be. It's like the mummies in the afterlife, but then they're also in the real world because some museum somehow has access to the afterlife. And it's not really ever explained. And they're able to access it from our world. I mean, I don't know. It was really cool animation and things. I liked it. I just wish that part was explained a little more. Bridezilla. Docu-series about brides that turn to murder. Flashdance. This movie follows the formula of the time, and I really liked it. I like this kind of vibe of movies, and I just, for some reason, never actually saw this one, but it was really cute, and I like it. Vixen. This is approximately canon, apparently, in the Arrowverse off of the CW, so that's really cool, and I'd watch a show based around Vixen, to be honest, so that would be, maybe that's, I don't even know if the CW is still doing their superhero shows or not. I know they're making them, but I don't know if they're, continuing to do that into the future, or if the Arrowverse is something that has kind of stopped. I don't know, I don't really watch the TV. The Flight Attendant. So this flight attendant lady becomes involved in, a murder mystery cover-up thing, and becomes, a CIA operative or something. The trauma this poor girl was going through was so sad. It was a really cool part for her character, but she was basically in Alcoholics Anonymous, and she was really, really struggling, and it was just a really cool, very well acted. Scooby-Doo Crypto 2. I used to watch Crypto the Superdog when I was younger, so I guess that basically means that Scooby-Doo and the gang are canon in the DC universe, but Scooby-Doo is also canon in the Supernatural universe, is it not? So Scooby-Doo, I guess, is really... So does that mean that the DC universe is also canon in the Supernatural universe? So does that mean, if Dean and Sam needed help, that they could call, Batman? Is that what that means? I don't know. Anywho. Cube. This premise is so cool and unique, and the terror of it was very interesting. A group of people were put into a giant metal cube with interchanging rooms. It's all part of an experiment, but the ending is up for interpretation, which is really cool. The taking of Deborah Logan. As someone who was a sitter for the elderly people with Alzheimer's for a few years, this movie was creepy and very scary, and definitely very unsettling. Berserk, the OG one. So my boyfriend put me onto this one as it's one of his favorite animes. He has tattoos of it on his body. So, and it is great. This is the original one, by the way, not the new CGI one that he has told me is terrible, apparently. Curry and Cyanide, the Jolly Joseph case. This story is literally one of the most wild documentaries of a murder I've seen in quite some time. This lady was a whole serial killer, and it's crazy she wasn't caught before this. It really is. Cooking with Paris. This is and was such a fun experience. I have always been a fan of Paris Hilton, and I love her vibes. Currently, have been buying her cooking collection for my kitchen. Crush. This is a documentary of the first Halloween after the pandemic in Korea, and there was just a giant crowd that resulted in a lot of people getting crushed and killed, and it sounds terrifying. Bad Surgeon. Love Under the Knife. Honestly, it always shocks me what kind of stuff some people can be getting away with in this world. The Tudors. So, as someone who is a very huge history nut, finding a show about Henry VIII's 6 wives was such an incredible find. And TikTok recommended it to me, and I'm so glad that they did. And the style and the details was great. And yeah, I know the story and the history of this, so nothing was a shock because I knew everything that was going to happen. However, it was nice to see it all worked out, but the show did shock me in a way that I did not think that I was going to dislike Henry in more than I physically originally did. Because the acting was done so well and so great and very well done that I couldn't stand this man. I tolerated him for a while, but it was just, ooh, that man was horrible. My favorite wives were done great. Anne Boleyn and Anna Cleves are my two favorites, and they were done amazing, and in my opinion, sitting in bars with cakes. This is such a cute little movie. Yeah, there's some sad in there, but I think the core of the story is really cute. This girl makes cakes and takes them to bars kind of as a pickup line, and it's really sweet. And if a girl come up to me with a cake, I think that would help me. I'd probably, it would be a good pickup line for me. Let's get divorced. This cute comedy is about a couple that low-key loves and hates each other. One is a politician and the other is an actress, and they both have lots of money involved in the marriage, and the other one can't, leave the other one because of contract issues, and it's a bunch of bull. They are really trying not to get divorced, but to be honest, the dude sucks, and he didn't deserve her. They both were not nowhere near where they should be to be married, but he just sucked. Hell Camp, Teen Nightmare. It's crazy that something like this was allowed to exist. Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. The original movie was a childhood favorite of mine, and such a surprise to find out that they were making a sequel, and I had no idea of it. I just saw it pop up on YouTube and was like, I say who? And they kept the same energy, and it was very cute. Peter Pan, Return to Neverland. Yes, I've seen this movie before. But the superior Peter Pan film, in my opinion, that this is the Peter Pan film I like. I'm not a huge fan of the original Peter Pan for multiple reasons, but I feel like the sequel is actually done good. I like the sequel. Godspeed. This is a YouTube short movie, and it's incredible. Great writing and great character pacing. Great animation as well, would recommend. Great story, love it. The Worm, a short film I found on YouTube, and this one has amazing animation. The pacing is so good. The story is well done. I just like everything about it. Life of the Party. After a woman finds out her husband is leaving her, she decides to go back to college and finish her dreams. Deanna, by the way, is literally precious, and we need to protect this woman. Appendage. This movie's one of those weird ones, but the idea for it is funny. So this girl's inner thoughts become like a parasite thing on her body, and horror comedy ensues. The Retirement Plan. So this man is retired, and his daughter gets into trouble, basically, and he stays in retirement mode and takes on some gang members in a retired fit, very relaxed. It's a fun movie. Now for the mess section. Lamb. I didn't know what to expect from this movie, but it definitely wasn't this. This couple finds a half baby, half lamb baby thing. And to be honest, I didn't know what was going on, but it was kind of hinted that it might possibly be Krampus's baby, which is like a European, anti-Santa creature demon thing. So, kind of makes sense, but I don't know. Now for the no section. Candy. This movie, I saw someone make an edit of it on TikTok, and I watched it, and as pretty as the filmography is in this movie, I love everything about storytelling, as I mentioned multiple times, which is why I like every form of storytelling, whether it's poems, video games, movies, books, manga, whatever. I just really like the idea of storytelling, which is why I'm a writer myself and things like that, because I love stories, and that's just something I've always liked. So the filmography for this is beautiful. The aesthetic they had going on was cool, but it made me uncomfy. This movie is old, so maybe that's why, but little pieces of this movie made me very uncomfy. Saltburn. Speaking of movies making me uncomfy, but this one made me uncomfy in a whole different way. This man was creepy kind of way. So this movie's been making the rounds. I think this movie kind of made a bunch of rounds last month, I believe. I'm not really sure. I'm not really a fan of the vibes. I understand some stuff was done for shock value, and that's why we have what we have. I understand that. But I still didn't care for it personally. I didn't like it. I thought it was going to be like a dark, seething romance, and it kind of was, but then it kind of wasn't, so it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And then, yes, there are the couple of the shocking scenes in here, which everyone talked about, and as shocking as they were, it did not add to the story, no, not really for me, no. So let's make this a great year, guys, and with more movies and games to come,
Finish him!